fellow members, office bearers of the Bombay CA Society, fellow chartered accountants, friends from the industry, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Firstly, wish you all a very happy New Year. It's truly an honor to be addressing all of you at the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the Bombay CA Society. The Bombay CA Society's journey over 75 years is emblematic of the resilience, innovation, and commitment to excellence that characterizes our profession. From humble beginnings, this society has grown into a beacon of knowledge and ethical standards, influencing India's financial landscape. My congratulations to all of you for having shaped this incredible journey. Seeing an auditorium filled with chartered accountants, I'm reminded of my own CA journey. When I was in high school, I was pretty convinced that I didn't want to do a CA. The work pressure would be enormous, and I wanted to enjoy college life as most teenagers would. But I didn't have the courage to tell my father that. After a short discussion, he said, "If you're not a CA, you can't join me at work." With that, the coin dropped, and within a minute, I could see all my aspirations and ambitions fly out of the window. Few days on, and I had a big pile of thick books on my desk. And this was just 2 weeks into my holidays after grade 10 exams. Life has its own strange ways. My father passed away just a few years after I joined work, and life put me in the very deep end. Very quickly, I could feel how my CA was adding value. And looking back, I can't thank him enough for pushing me to do my CA. That experience profoundly transformed my approach to building and growing a business. It taught me to focus on the basics, the fundamentals, the importance of detailing, how to read the story behind the numbers, and so much more. With that, let me turn to the theme of today's keynote, which is Reimagining India. I think we can all agree that in the last decade, India has actually been truly reimagined. In the last decade, India has made remarkable strides, rising from the world's 10th to the 5th largest economy. It now stands, as you know, as the fastest growing major economy for 3 years in a row, shining amidst global economic challenges. This is India's moment as we stand at the cusp of history, ready to claim our rightful place as a global superpower. The numbers speak for themselves. This decade alone, we are poised to grow at 7% annually on average, as you know, and even a conservative 6% growth from here on will take our GDP to $26 trillion in 25 years, making India the 3rd largest economy in the world. The run-up from now to then will no doubt be transformational as well. Incomes are rapidly rising, pulling millions out of poverty into an aspirational middle class that will serve as the engine of household consumption. Several structural reforms, as we know, have reinforced India's consumption-led growth. GST has integrated the national market, whilst Aadhaar, Jan Dhan and UPI have brought financial inclusion to even the poorest Indian. Investments in roads, ports, highways and telecom have both physically and digitally connected the entire country. I was astonished to know that every minute 30 people are moving from a village to a city in India, a striking testament to the rapid urbanization in our country. But beyond these numbers, our core strength remains our people, especially the dynamism and drive of our youth. About 24.3% of the incremental global workforce over the next decade will come from India, and we are poised to have over 1 billion working age people by 2030, the highest as compared to any other country in the world. We stand therefore at a pivotal juncture where our ambition, our imagination, and our performance, all three dictate a bold and transformative future. And as we stride into the future, it is perhaps time to once again reimagine India's role in the world. Reimagine our role as a force for good and as a vanguard of ideas and solutions. Ideas that harness our strengths in entrepreneurship, technology, and innovation. Ideas that are rooted in a civilizational ethos of compassion, collaboration, and curiosity. I believe that there are 6 levers to reimagine India's role in the world as a force for global good. Today I'm going to talk about reimagining India through the lens of 6 dimensions which I called Swades, S-W-A-D-E-S. Any guess on what the first S might stand for? Can't hear you. Sorry? Okay, so the first lever, I believe, is sustainability. India stands, as we know, at a critical juncture where our developmental aspirations and sustainability commitments intersect. Unlike developed nations with established infrastructure, much of our infrastructure is yet to be built, presenting a unique opportunity to embed sustainability into our growth story. By 2040, India's infrastructure needs are estimated to require over $4.5 trillion in investments to meet the surging demand in core sectors like transportation, energy, and urban housing. This massive capital influx presents an unparalleled opportunity to embed sustainability at the heart of the country's development. This can be done by prioritizing and investing in incentivizing renewable energy and green tech, for example, and by wholeheartedly embracing a circular economy that minimizes waste and encourages recycling. The good news is that we as a country are already taking the lead. I saw recently that we have surpassed our targets for non-fossil fuel-based electric capacity, achieving them 9 years in advance of the 2030 goal. Today, India ranks amongst the top 5 nations globally in installed renewable energy capacity. This ambition is further reflected to our commitment to achieve net zero by the year 2070. The private sector's role, I believe, is critical in realizing these goals. Indian companies have shown agility in adopting sustainable practices, recognizing that environmental responsibility aligns with long-term profitability. This shift is bolstered by both customer and shareholder expectations, driving businesses towards ESG compliance. In a sense, the transition towards a sustainable India has to be, I believe, a collaborative effort. It needs the alignment of government policy, it requires corporate innovation, as well as public commitment. As India grows, it must grow green. Those are the operating words, grow green. This is critical, I believe, to reimagining the future of our country. The next letter, W, and this is the easiest one to guess actually. Anyone here? The ladies in the front? Okay, so W, I mean women for W. Our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, succinctly expressed the powerful impact of women's empowerment by stating, "When women prosper, the world prospers." This is the backbone of sustainable development. I believe that in the empowerment of the nation, of women in the country, lies the strength of the nation. I believe that having a development model that embraces women is strategically astute. Such an approach unlocks untapped potential. A sharp increase in the participation of women in the economy could dramatically accelerate our growth trajectory. India deserves this double-engine growth. This reimagination involves a radical departure from stereotyping roles meant for men and women as per convention. I believe it will pave the way for women to be trailblazers in areas traditionally reserved for and dominated by men, and to emerge as leading voices in sectors pivotal to India's future. India is actively advancing on this path, implementing policies and initiatives that amplify women's roles in its developmental narrative. It might surprise you to know that nearly 43% of STEM or science, technology, engineering, and mathematics graduates in India are in fact women. Last year, we launched a law school under the aegis of BITS Pilani, and our very first batch boasts of 74% women students. Today's statistics show that more women are enrolling in higher education than men in India. These shifts are not confined to education. About 1/4 of space scientists in India are women. India today has the highest number of female pilots in the world, and the entrepreneurial spirit of women is equally impressive. Approximately 15% of India's unicorn startups have at least one woman at its helm. The true measure of success, though, lies beyond these numbers. We need to make, I believe, a very concerted effort to dismantle all the conceivable barriers that limit the progress of women. So I believe that for India to reimagine its role in the world, it has to reimagine the role of women in our country. Moving on to the third lever, which is A, and that lever for me is AI. AI now seems to be poised to be the next frontier for both corporations and for nations. Bulk of the early experimentation has been around the unshackling of creative expression, and I believe we are still scratching the surface of what this means for businesses and for nations. The process of unlocking the full power of AI is probably going to be the most fascinating evolution of the coming decade. Google CEO Sundar Pichai's claim that AI could be more profound than fire or electricity is perhaps a prescient recognition of the transformative impact of AI. Beyond the value unlock for corporations, I believe that AI can fundamentally reshape the socio-economic landscape for nations. For example, AI can offer a leap in improving healthcare access and quality. Also, AI has the potential to revolutionize Indian agriculture. Machine learning algorithms can provide insights into crop yield optimization, for example, pest control and weather prediction. This is vital for a country like ours, where a large segment of the population still depends on agriculture for its livelihood. Furthermore, AI's role in education cannot be overstated. Personalized learning algorithms can tailor educational content to individual student needs, and this could address the challenge of educational disparities in a country with vast differences in educational infrastructure and resources. The faster we embrace AI, the sooner we open the doors to a reimagined India. And speaking of AI, it's fascinating to think of how it might impact our profession. Imagine AI-powered audits where the biggest challenge is not balancing the books, but convincing the AI that every single coffee purchase, for example, was indeed a necessary business expense. Who knows, maybe in the future, one of the more important skills for us will be the ability to negotiate tax deductions with an AI. That's how the world is changing. Interconnected with AI is the fourth lever for reimagining India, D. Any thoughts on that? What D could stand for? D is for digitization. This is a journey that we as a country, I believe, are well and truly on. Over the last decade or so, India has built a path-breaking collection of public-facing digital platforms that have truly transformed the lives of millions. The digital edifice that has been painstakingly built in India and covers payments, identity, data management, and commerce has no parallel anywhere in the world. It has allowed us to demonstrate at an extraordinary scale the power of digital as a force for public good. Let's look at just two examples. Take the Anna Yojana scheme that transferred free food grains to the poor. The scheme covers 800 million beneficiaries. The number is greater than the entire population of North America. Or for that matter, the Awas Yojana project that provides housing for 190 million people. That's like providing homes for a population more than twice the size of South Korea and Thailand combined, to put it in context. And this has been made possible thanks to the digital public infrastructure put in place in our country. Public services delivery is indeed critical, but it's just one of the many ways India can be reimagined using digital technologies. There is massive potential of digital technology to address many of our most persistent developmental demands, whether it's generating jobs, improving access to healthcare and education, or increase the degree of formalization in the economy. By increasing digital technologies, India can reimagine its identity as a digital innovator, driving global progress. As an example, Philippines, as you perhaps know, has already embraced a Aadhaar-like technology, and 76 million of its people now have a digital identity. India's digital landscape is a dynamic playground for entrepreneurs to reimagine solutions, disrupt industries, and script new success stories. Let's delve into the fifth lever, E. E for entrepreneurship. I believe that entrepreneurship is a pivotal factor in reimagining India. India has been part of global trade and commerce for centuries. Civilizational confidence and the aspiration of young leaders today have created some of the best companies in India that operate globally. India today is bustling with entrepreneurial energy, from college campuses to coffee shops and boardrooms to bustling street markets. The spirit of innovation and creativity echoes through every corner of our country. Previously, major businesses thrived only in larger cities. Now, with the startup in every state and across 625 plus districts, including Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities in India, entrepreneurship is taking root nationwide. This entrepreneurial boom across the country is also a vehicle for socio-economic transformation. We must be conscious of the fact that business in today's world transcends its traditional boundaries and assumes a far more significant role than ever before. After all, enterprises are incubators of innovation and of employment, and therefore entrepreneurs are agents of progress, today more than ever before. I recognize that there are many entrepreneurs today in this room. Reimagining India also entails reimagining our role in India. It means enlarging our imagination on what we can do for our country, on how we can create greater impact for our country. This, I believe, is our greatest responsibility. And I'm sure that the CA community and the entrepreneurs here will rise to this challenge. And that brings me to my last point of Swadesh, which is S for synergy. Creating a synergy between citizens, communities, businesses, and governments, I believe, is essential for the success of India. We can envision an India where over 1.4 billion minds come together in purposeful synergy towards collective progress and collective prosperity. True national reimagination will emerge from bridging the divides between the modern and the traditional, between technology and nature, urban and rural. It will emerge from weaving the old with the new, and from synergies that enhance both traditional wisdom and technological promise. We are already seeing the early fruits of these synergies happening only in pockets across India, be it the Center for Scientific Validation of Ayurveda, the Agni Initiative, or tribal agricultural universities, or to applying AI to document biodiversity analysis from indigenous communities. We can envision the scaling up of such efforts, centers of sustainable innovation where architectural projects from sites like Hampi, for example, converge with modern engineering to create self-sufficient smart cities as an example. I envision a vibrant ecosystem of entrepreneurship provided and powered by young minds and gifted artisans building global brands, be it in yoga products, leveraging blockchain efficiencies, or ethnic e-commerce platforms infused with the supply chain efficiencies of modern logistics. The reimagination lies in how intelligently we synergize India's unique strengths, be it our cultural and medicinal traditions, our IT prowess, our rural networks, and our diversity of languages. We must enable conversation between these spheres with empathy and with openness. I believe the path to reimagining India lies in emphasizing, therefore, sustainability, enhancing the role of women, embracing AI and digital technologies, unlocking the entrepreneurial energy of our people, and creating synergies all around. Sustainability, women, AI, digital, entrepreneurship, and synergy, that makes for a good acronym, which I said in the beginning is Swades. So my message to all of you is simple and clear. Think Swades, reimagine India. An India that leverages its rich philosophical legacy to offer solutions to modern day challenges. An India that blends ancient wisdom with contemporary knowledge to create both a sustainable and a harmonious world. I'm truly energized by the prospect of the ideas that will emerge from India in the years to come. Ideas that are destined to reshape the world. This spirit of renewal resonates deeply with the timeless words of a popular Hindi couplet. नया प्रात है, नई बात है, नई किरण है, ज्योति नहीं. नया प्रात है, नई बात है, नई किरण, ज्योति नहीं. नई उमंगे, नई तरंगे, नई आस है, सांस नहीं. नई उमंगे, नई तरंगे, नई आस है, सांस नहीं. उठो धरा के अमर सपूतों. उठो धरा के अमर सपूतों, पुनः नया निर्माण करो. उठो धरा के अमर सपूतों, पुनः निर्माण नया करो. जन जन के जीवन में फिर से नई स्फूर्ति और नव प्राण भरो. Thank you.